welcome back to my channel. My name is Riv, they them pronouns, and today I will be sharing with you my mid-year bullet journal setup for 2025. Okay, so first and foremost, I would like to say I'm sorry. I know I disappeared off the face of the planet, and I didn't really ever update you or tell you guys what's going on, and I have felt a deep sense of community on all of my social platforms that I feel really close to you in the sense that I want you to know that while I'm still going through a lot, I am trying to look onwards and upwards and just do the things I love doing without feeling this constant fear of not doing enough or doing it right or doing it well, or I need to break out of that. And so I'm back, hopefully. I really hope so. I enjoy this so much. I don't think you guys even remotely understand how much joy this brings me. As I said, I'm doing my mid-year bullet journal setup for 2025. This is the very first year out of all of my years, which since 2017, so that's about 8 years. 8 years. Of 8 years of bullet journaling, this will be the first year I've ever done 2 journals in a year. I have not actually needed all that space before. In fact, 3 of those journals behind me have 2.5 years worth of planning in them because I just didn't use it as consistently. But now that I am, and I'm finding joy and fulfillment, and it's useful, I'm kind of excited. For the first half of this year, I've been in this absolutely gorgeous A5 dotted notebook from Archer and Olive. That company is incredible, their quality is outstanding, and the people that work with them are incredibly kind and understanding. I have never had an issue with an Archer and Olive journal, and I don't think I will be stopping purchasing from them. However, for the second half of this year, I kind of wanted to branch out and try different brands and see what was out there. And this one in particular has been absolutely everywhere. And I mean everywhere. You get journaling content, it is there. And I actually ordered this exact journal earlier in the year. It was supposed to be my reading journal, but as I was setting it up, it actually fell apart. So I contacted their customer service team, and oh my gods, they were so quick to respond. They were super helpful, super friendly, very understanding, and the replacement got here so quickly. I don't know why post takes forever to get here internationally to Canada, the second largest country by landmass. However, it got here really quickly, and I appreciate that so much. So for the second half, I'm going to be using Tifosi's navy blue journal. I believe it's called Suns and Moon. I will double check that and put it on the screen for you, as well as in the description box. I'll see if I can link all of my supplies, but it may or may not happen. Before I talk your guys' ear off for the rest of time, let's get right into the setup of this journal, and I will see you at the very end. Alright, so this is voiceover time. Please forgive me if I'm a little awkward here. I've never done something like this. This is my first time, so here we go. I'm starting with a name page. I know a lot of people actually struggle with this, but I center my name with pencil, write it in. I'll add my personal details later so that it can be retrieved if I lose it. And then I'm just putting glitter all over the place with a gold gel pen. So something I've started this year is I am matching the cover of the journal to the setup on the inside. So essentially this is blue with gold sparkles absolutely everywhere. Now we're on to the cover page, and this is inspired by Jess from Jessie Corinne's reading journal setup for 2025. I thought the layout was really cute, and so I copied it into my first journal of the year, which you can see on the screen now. So here I've grabbed a blue Mildliner brush pen. I'm going to be outlining and then filling in a beautiful blue arch as well as little details in the corner. And then wherever you see blue on the page, I'm going to be taking a PET tape that I got from Journal Say. It has stars and moons and suns, and I'm going to be laying that over top. Just as a little heads up, pun fully intended, you are going to see my forehead / head and hair in the shot a couple times. I'm really struggling to not have to lean so far forward in order to see what the hell I'm doing. Part of it, I think, is because I desperately need new glasses. And I only just got a new prescription, and I need to find a frame that doesn't cost an arm, a leg, and half my soul. So this part is still a work in progress. As you can see, I also need to turn my journal a lot. I have no idea how people can just have it like straight in front of them and not have to move it around to get the result they want. So I hope it's not too much of a deterrent for you to stick around and watch. I'm really proud of this setup, so it would mean a lot if you stayed, but I can understand that it's a little disorienting if you're not used to it. So like I said, here I'm just filling in the outline with the brush pen part of the pen. I do have to go over it like 2 or 3 times to get it as dark as I'd like, because if you only do one, it's kind of streaky. You can see the overlap between different strokes. So I wanted to get rid of that as much as possible. So I have to do this many, many times. So now I am identically copying what I did for the beginning of the year, except I did put a box around the year 2025, but I chose to omit that this time. I like it without better. I think I did it last time because I messed up really bad and I was trying desperately to cover up my mistake. This time I did not have to worry about that, so I didn't do it. The word I chose for 2025 is serenity. So I'm writing 2025 is a year of serenity. With my health getting much more challenging as time goes on, with stress and things on my plate that I'm really struggling to handle, sometimes I really, really need a reminder that there is peace within the chaos. All I have to do is look for it. Next up, as you've already seen, I'm taking the PET tape that I got from Journal Say. I'm cutting it into the length that I want it, and then also cutting it down the middle to make thinner strips. I'm laying it down on top of the page, and then I'm taking my X-Acto knife to get rid of the excess that's on the white parts of the page, making the edges nice and crisp. I don't know, it makes my brain super happy, so I went with it. I don't have much more to add here, so I'm just gonna shut up and let you guys enjoy watching me go through the process. last thing you're going to see me do on this spread in just a little bit is I'm writing at the very top letter to myself for June 2026. I technically did this in my first journal for January 2026, but I never wrote that letter. So I'm going to give myself a redo. I also couldn't find my envelopes that I usually paste in there, so I added it in later on. I'm a disaster. I think anyone who's been with me for a while knows this, so that's not a surprise. So now we're moving on to my future log. Considering that I didn't anticipate needing a second journal for this year, in the first one I did all 12 months of the year. This time I'm only doing 6. So similarly to the cover page, I'm creating these thin boxes at the top and bottom of both pages of the spread. I'll be filling these in with blue, and then later on in the clips, I'll be covering them with the same gold PET tape. Now I'm just taking the bullet points, I'm writing the numbers for the remaining 6 months of the year. I'm taking the chisel tip and I'll be highlighting where I'll put the letters for the days of the week. And then I will start putting in the numbers. Interestingly enough, I see a lot of people starting on Mondays in their bullet journals. I don't know why my week starts on Sunday, but it starts on Sunday. That's just how my brain works. I'm letting it do what it wants. And like I mentioned before, I'm starting to put on the gold PET tape. Now, unfortunately, a lot of the clips of the lower left page are super out of frame. That's another thing I have to work on. I really need to check more often if I'm still in the shot, so also bear with me for this. It does happen quite frequently throughout the remainder of the video. Again, I'm sorry. I'm still new to this. I'm now taking my gold gel pen. I am putting the first 3 letters of the months underneath the number, and then I'm putting on my glitter, because is it a page complete for me without glitter? No, it's like not possible. And the very last thing I'm doing is putting in my birthday, which is July 20th. Now we're moving on to my lunar calendar.
So, if you're unaware, I am a witch, practitioner, whatever word you really want to use, and I am very in tune with the moon. Not only are my sun and rising signs Cancer, I was born on a full moon, and I feel very connected to it. So, this is something I continue to work with in my practice. It makes me feel good. I don't know what to tell you. This is just something that I do. Genuinely, though, I don't remember who I first saw this from. So at the very top, I am writing the first 3 letters of the next 12 months. To some, it would make more sense to do 6 months, but because the moon cycles all play into each other, because it's a cycle, I think having 12 months makes it a lot easier for me to plan things. So I will be drawing circles that correspond with the month and the day, which you won't be able to see yet, but on the left-hand side, I will write down 1 to 31. Now, for some reason, I lost a bunch of footage in between, so here we go. On the right-hand side, I am writing the letter for each of the months. Above the list of the different moons, I only track a quarter moon, the full moon, and the new moon. The others kind of just aren't what I'm interested in when it comes to moon cycles. Beside them, I will be writing the number of the day as well as the signs they're in. And this right-hand page makes it easier for me to create my calendars throughout the year, because obviously I will write these down, make sure that I am preparing myself, my practice, alongside with whatever the moon is doing. I also will note any of the eclipses, because those play a big part in my practice as well, so it's kind of important to mark those down. moving on to my Wheel of the Year page. There are 4 more pagan celebrations throughout the year that I wanted to make a note of. There's Lughnasadh, Mabon, Samhain, and Yule. For each of these holidays, I will create sections for what it's about, the deities that are related to these celebrations, correspondences, things like crystals, herbs, and then some ways to celebrate at the very bottom. So now we're moving on to my intentions/accomplishments. Now, I really don't like the word resolution or goals, so I chose to use the word intentions. That's something that's commonly used in pagan witchcraft, so I figured it made more sense for me. I have 4 different headers. I have health, finances, lifestyle, and purpose. And some things I want to work on are like getting myself an insulin pump, paying off my credit card, being able to go camping at some point again, and writing my novel. And the accomplishments part is to keep me motivated throughout the year. I definitely find if I don't focus on some of the positives that happen during the year, I will very, very much get anxious and depressed, and it will not be pretty. So I decided to start writing out things that may seem kind of small to people, but they're big for me, and I think it's important to recognize that. right hand side, I have my Then and Again page. This is also inspired from Just by Joshi Corinne, and it's just to focus on things that from the start of the journal to the end of the journal. So I have main goals, things like my weight, reading, things I'm watching, games I'm playing, what I'm writing, some challenges I've been having, wins that I've had, and then things that are coming up that I'm excited for. So this is going to be my content creation dashboard. I find that if I don't have all of my steps lined out and checking things off as I go, I'm gonna forget literally everything. It's kind of embarrassing at this point. So I made this based off of a spread. I don't remember who I saw this from. I'm gonna try and look and see if I can put it in the description, but I can genuinely not find it anywhere. But I've done this before in journals, so I figured I'd give it another shot, especially because I'm trying to be more focused on creating content. So each of the little boxes have things for me to check off. So I have the concept, what platform I'm putting it on, do I have a plan and scripts, have I filmed, did I take a thumbnail photo, have I edited, have I exported it, because I forget that one all the time, have I created my thumbnail, I need to upload and then schedule, have I done anything in regards to promoting the video or whatever it is really, and then have I replied to comments or interacted with my community at all based on this piece of content that I'm making. For the last spread of this setup, I am doing my social media stats tracker. I have chosen 4 different platforms that I would like to track. I write down each of the months, my follower/subscriber account at the beginning, at the end of that month, and then how much of a change there's been. So I decided I want to track my YouTube, my TikTok, my Instagram, and my Discord server that I'm technically still setting up to an extent. I have it set up, I have people in it, but I'm not quite happy with it yet, so I don't want to release it to more than just some of my close personal friends. Now we're on to the final flip through. I'm really proud of this setup. I'm really glad that I decided to keep going with the matching the cover of the journal. I really like what I've made. I'm actually really happy with it. I've had years where I'm not happy with it, and this is not one of them. I'm very excited.
So that is it for the video. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you enjoyed the content, please give it a really big thumbs up. It would honestly mean a lot to me. If you want to see more content from me, or more like this, please feel free to subscribe. There's a button down there. I'm sure you know how to do it. And if you want to, please click the little bell icon so that you get notified when I post a new video, which hopefully will be much, much more regular than it has been in the past. I encourage you to leave a comment telling me what your theme was for your overall year setup or mid-year setup for 2025. If you're not feeling chatty but you want to support me anyways, feel free to leave the sparkle emoji so that I know that you made it all the way here. It truly means the world. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys! I don't know if you could hear that on camera, but Josh's giggle makes me laugh all the time.